The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine podcast and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello, I have the privilege of connecting with Katie May today, one of our amazing contributors. Katie is a soul and sacred living coach who is passionate about empowering women to reconnect with their bodies and the earth. Through her work, she creates a sacred space for women to be able to tap into their own magic and embrace more of a cyclical living and seasonal way of going through life, if you will. Katie's approach combines Akashic record frequencies, a wild mother love, and the sacred feminine, which in turn guides women to lead from their soul and their inner wisdom. Welcome, Katie.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
So for everybody who knows about our special segment, Steps to Your Sovereign Self, we have something very unique today. So definitely stick around. You won't want to miss this. So today we are going to be exploring trusting in life, which is our theme for our September new moon issue. And you so beautifully wrote an article called Renewing Trust in My Intuition, which took us through this very, very not only tender, but very candid reflection about your relationship with not only motherhood, but your husband. And you go really deep into how you learned along the way that you eventually became disconnected from your intuition and your body and your inner knowing, and how unraveling all of that and kind of seeing the cracks in all of that invited you to go into a deeper awakening. So, for those who haven't been able to read your article, maybe let's recap for them a little bit about what you've experienced.
Yeah. So I've always, looking back in my life, I've always been a very in tune, intuitive, empathic person, just able to kind of read the energy of a room and feel the unspokens and which is probably what has led me to the career I have and in really opening up more to the healing side of me, but also comes with sort of like balancing being too much, feeling too deeply. And so at some point in my life, I think I really learned conditionally that if I'm fully feeling into my intuitive, empathic self, it's often too much for people. It's too overwhelming. My parents even didn't know what to do with me. I was a very emotional child. And so over time, I feel like, and this, I feel like this is true for me and maybe can speak to some other folks who have felt this too, but we sort of start to close up parts of ourselves. We dim our lights. We don't listen to our intuition. We try to really hide that part of ourselves to fit in, right? Especially going through teenagehood and all of that. Like it's weird to be so in the know as a teenager. Like we want to be wild and free and exploring, but I always had this knowing, like I knew what I was here for. I knew what I was supposed to do, but I wouldn't have named it that. And so I locked that up for a very long time. And then I came into motherhood about 13 years ago. My daughters get ready to turn 13 in a couple weeks, actually. And it was almost like this immediate restlessness I felt after becoming a mother. Like nobody told me what this was going to be like. And I was almost like angry. This is just not fun. This is not beautiful like I had envisioned. And it really held a mirror to my face like, well, this isn't beautiful because there's parts of you that are not allowing it to be beautiful. And feeling into the depths of that. And so that was I would say, my first initiation back to my intuition and learning how to hold not just the deep wisdom, but the pain and the discomfort of sometimes what that asks of us to really be truthful to ourselves about. And going through that experience with my first daughter really started to open me up to what else have I suppressed? What else have I cut off? This little being is so expressive and so needy and so wanting everything. And it's uncomfortable for me to know what to do with that. And I started to see myself cutting her off, turning her bigness down, right? Like her feeling too much was too much for me. And it started to really open me up to, where have you cut yourself off? Where have you not allowed yourself to feel expressed or to be seen? And so after I had my second daughter, it was really loud. And I entered into therapy, and that was sort of my gateway, into my journey initially, to start to process some of these things emotionally and name some of these things that I was feeling. And then about a year and a half after that, I found out my husband had had an affair early on in our marriage, like 10 years prior. And that just completely shattered every paradigm that I had thought I had created. So I spent a lot of time really leaning into that. While it was soul crushing and shattering, there was a power there. There was a palpable sovereignty there, actually, that came back to me through that experience. Almost like the dark femme was just like, enough. Like, we aren't going to stay quiet and subservient and just like tuck this away anymore. Like, this is a non negotiable for you. Like, you cannot walk through this life anymore denying your gifts and your intuition, because I had known something was off in my marriage and I had tried to bring it up and I was told, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Right. Like many of us are, when we feel things are off, we're kind of gaslit. Like, no, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. And it was at that moment when I really understood. I did know. I did know what was going on. I couldn't name it. I couldn't tell you how I knew it. That I realized my intuition would never lie to me, ever. Ever again would I cut that off. And so I entered into a whole soul spiritual journey. I left my religion. I started to really explore Akashic records and soul work and sacred feminine work. And through that whole process, have come back to, how do I want to make meaning from these experiences? What is my soul guiding me to through these experiences and these lessons? And how can I actually harness this almost like a superpower to lead me deeper into my sacred work on this planet? And now I believe very deeply that I was in a training ground. Looking back now, the last 13 years have been a training ground for being on the planet in this time and having the gifts that I have returned to and remembered, so that I can be a frequency of love on the planet right now.
Mm, wow. That is a lot to go through in a, well, relatively short period of time, but I know there's so many women on the other end listening going, "Yep, that's me." I'd love to go into our steps to our sovereign selves, because I really, really would love for you to be able to give a full experience to our audience today on how they can tap into this if they're standing on the edge of maybe betrayal, loss, a new portal, whatever they're experiencing. So, Katie's going to go into the Akashic records for the community today and see what happens. This is something that hasn't been done, so I'm so excited. And so get ready in your space, wherever you need to be, to prepare to come into this space with us.
Yes. So I just want to invite you first to get grounded wherever you are. So feeling your sit bones on your seat, feeling your feet on the floor, wherever you are, just taking a moment And taking a breath and allowing your body to just settle here, asking for an anchoring from the root of your spine down into the heart of the earth, and just allowing that heart mother energy to come up through our spine, through every portal of energy in our body, all the way out the top of our head, and just expanding about 18 inches in every direction, creating a beautiful pillar of light around us, coming up under your feet, and just holding you in this beautiful sacred energy of light and love. O holiest of holy divine love and energy, asking the masters, teachers, loved ones, guides, guardians, angels, and spirits in highest energy and form, surround us today with love and light, opening up the Akashic records for the sovereign community, asking you to hold us in these beautiful records of the sovereign community, leading, guiding, and directing us here, wrapping us in love, wrapping us in light. The records are now open. And just noticing the energy shift here, noticing what you're feeling here as I begin to just channel some messages for us today. We know this is a tender time. We know this is a tender, tender time on earth. We know you're asking why, why am I here? What is this? What am I supposed to do with this? All of this energy, all of this pain, the suffering. What am I to do here? How am I to move through? How am I to move forward? And we say the best way forward is to connect deeply with yourself, with the pulse of your own life, with your own heart, with your own breath, with your own body, with your own unique blueprint that guides your journey here. Yes, you have a unique blueprint. Every lesson, every path, every experience has led you to now. And we embrace it all with you, and we hold you in the heights and the depths. And we surround you with love and devotion to the path forward, reminding you that you are not alone here. You are never, ever, ever alone here. Finding the spaces, the people, the communities, the love that brings you back to your purest, truest heart. Those are the energies that will support you forward now. Those are the spaces that will bring you back to the truth over and over and over again. This is not a one-time event. This is not about one practice or one tool. This is consistent devotion to the soul, to the knowing, to the intuition, to the meaning that you are making just by breathing and being in a body on this planet in this time. Don't discredit the simplicity of that. Don't discredit the simplicity of you being you, your authentic voice, your expression, your energy. That is the medicine right now in this time. So, taking a deep breath, reminding yourself this is not about learning anything new. This is about allowing space to remember. Pausing here in this transmission, reminding us all of the love we carry within every cell of our being. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love, light, wisdom, our guides, guardians, angels. Thank you, love and divine wisdom, for guiding us today. We heed your call and honor it. In our bones, it is honored. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen.
Whoa. I don't know if anybody else is going to experience what I just experienced, but let me tell you, the physical vibrations in my body, I don't even know how to describe them. I felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest, but not in the way that the pressure was there, but that in the way that the vibration was there. And there was so much vibration in my hands. I wanted to do something with it, almost like I was a superpower. So that was, that was a trip. That was incredible. Thank you. first of all. And for anybody who wants to continue to experience her magic, I am very lightheaded right now.
Yeah, take a
She,
breath, take a
yeah,
moment.
she is really magnetic. Oh my goodness. Um, don't worry, you will be able to find all of her details. She's in our community, community.sovereign-magazine.com. You can find her there. All of her details are in our show notes. She's going to be back for more magic. So that's the amazing part. Thank you so much today. And just a few parting words. I wanted to ask this last question because when it came to me, I was like, we have to ask this. For the woman who is standing on the edge, what is one thing you could give to her in this moment for her to go away with?
I would say to let it all be sacred. And that may sound simple, and it actually can be. So, finding the parts of your journey right now that feel sacred, even if they're hard, even if they're uncomfortable, even if you're struggling and you don't know where to take the next step, take a breath and ask your heart to show you what is sacred about this experience for you. And let those messages come in because they're there. They're waiting to support you.
Yes. Yes to all of this. Okay. Stay tuned for more on our next episodes and definitely come back when Katie is here. Thank you so much, my lovely.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.